Greetings. Welcome to Life Redefined and Unscripted. I was just having a few thoughts today and wanted to express. This recording is more so for those of you who really feel like you're waking up. Like really, really waking up. I know we talk about the awakening a lot in several, sectors of the spiritual or conscious community, waking up. But there are different levels of waking up. And it definitely is, it's like a dream, becoming more and more lucid. And the more lucid you become in a dream, and this is purely experiential, so no one can really tell you exactly what it's like to be lucid in a dream, even if they described the lucidity in like extreme detail. Another person cannot even really perceive what that truly feels like unless they have done it for themselves. So that's one of the things, that's one of the perks actually of being able to share these things, because everything is not meant to be shared. People, our journeys are our journeys, and to interrupt someone else's journey by telling them everything can really disrupt a lot. So I know that, just tapping into the art of storytelling while still being authentic and truthful in the experience is very important. So in doing that, it's so important to just, when you listen to messages like this, that you still consider and making sure that you are focused on your journey and what it is that you're perceiving. Bit of a disclaimer here. But I wanted to really speak about a certain level of an awakening. And it's interesting because you don't really know how far the layers go sometimes. The layers can go really, really deep and really far out. So sometimes even the direction is just off, because where are we really going? What are we really waking up to? Are we just waking up in just different layers of the dream? But I wanted to talk about true creator godship in the awakening, and how the limbo state can be felt as the creation within itself wakes up inside of what I will call the game right now, instead of the dream, because dream kind of like dream kind of places the experience in something that is self-sustained and not necessarily controlled or influenced by an external influence. It's just a flow state of being, and trusting that every step is leading you to the next, right? So that's like dream flow, dream state. And, being in that state is actually pretty awesome. Now, going more so into the gaming though, because there's a gaming aspect to life as well, because dreamers who wake up in the dream, who've recognized what this is, transforms the dream into a game and creates more layers that are more so heavily influenced by the intention of what you would now call the creator of that layer, creator of that specific sector or part of the game, right? Because there are different parts of the game. There are different gods. There are different creators. And majority of the population, they're more so, let's just say if we're speaking in gaming terms, let's just call it the simulation. Therefore, we can talk about just being the Sims within a simulation. Now, everything is a simulation, so it's not even offensive to call somebody a Sim, because everything is fucking simulated. Now, the level of Sim that you are within the simulation in your knowing and levels of awareness is a whole other level. But yeah, most of the population would be Sims that are just characters created through some kind of universal vast influence or very specific privately owned and created influences. And most people have come into the awareness of the universal control or influence of the simulation. And this is more so your conspiracy theorists, you know, the conscious ones, and, you know, like the ones who don't want to be fucking controlled anymore, who want to like just do their own thing and make the universal influence, you know, better for their lives and for others. You know, they care about like the systematics and, you know, things possibly being completely unfair. They want to make things fair, usually, and that's one part of it. But there's another part of that, and it's more so of like someone privately playing like an actual Sims game. And they, you know, in doing this and living in this way while living in the simulation, actually, but playing it is, you know, there's an arrogance that can come with that level of creation, because this is where the creator, the god of their specific private sector of a sim, they don't take their Sims seriously. This all sounds fucking ridiculous. They don't take their Sims seriously. Why? Because everything is set up in that sense of, okay, let's choose an avatar. Let's choose what they're going to wear, what their style is going to be like, what their hairstyle is going to be like. Let's choose like their jobs, their interests, their career, their hobbies, their entire fucking personalities. Let's even choose their home, their neighborhood, and their like bad habits and good habits and abilities and non-abilities and so on, right? So everything is set into place. So to interact with a character such as this, as you've created this character somehow, right? How could you really interact with a character that you created? How can you really interact with a sim, a character in your game, because you've claimed it to be so because of the level of awareness? But how can you really really have a conversation, really like connect with a sim that you created a personality for? Think about that. So usually these creator gods that are pretty arrogant about this whole thing, you know, they're either playing with you, they're playing around with you, and you know, and that's it. And then there's a point, or let's put this in scenario mode. Let's just say there's something to that, you know, without having to sit in front of a console or anything like that, like just a real life simulation in layers and shit. And let's just say there's like a creator god who's just like, I actually want to be fucking surprised. I want to know if there actually can be a character in the game that truly becomes independent of the script given, that truly becomes independent of the game within itself and actually turns into a fucking creator god. And if this happens, that makes me a god creator. Damn, that's a whole other level of godism, right? So this is like your highly narcissistic like just, hey, I'm fucking bored, let's try another level of this fucking game so that I can just see, you know, let me experiment with what we call humans, but you know, we know what this really is. So let's experiment and see how this works. And you know, the experiment goes on and like there's like one sim that kind of pops up and just says, hey, you know, I'm noticing the algorithm, I'm noticing the control, I'm noticing everything, all of the behind the scenes underhanded language being used to push me into certain directions from my path that is supposedly destined within this simulated game. And the question is, am I actually choosing my path? Am I waking up and like making decisions about my day? Or is there a creator God somehow, through some sort of like influence or control, unbeknownst to me, actually setting it up for me? And then wanting to see me fail or expecting me to fail because maybe I've proven that, oh shit, you know, she still follows the algorithm. She still does what the creator God says. Oh, she still is on script, even though she thinks she's off script. Yawn. She thinks that she's being different, but she's really just following the fucking game set up for her. So this proves nothing. This proves that maybe this character that is set up to become a creator God is just a fucking sim character. But let her continue to think, or let him continue to think that, you know, this is where he's going. Maybe even this very conversation that I'm having with you guys on my phone, and my thought process has been something that has been algorithmically placed in my path to express. Or am I really going off script? Was this unexpected to my so dear creator God? Possibly. And I'm being very sarcastic as I'm saying this, because I can feel the annoyance within my self, my true self, that is really fucking trying to break out of character. And it's like it's a weird space to be in. It's a weird space to be in. So, you know, so the question of this really is, you know, how does a person know? How does a character know? How does a sim know when they are off script for real? How do we truly know when we are not being controlled or influenced by someone else's plan, someone else's will, someone else's intent for us? Now, I understand that there are some characters who are okay with this flow of things, and they just flow with the dream. They don't really play the game. They flow with the dream. They're okay with, like, you know, just being in algorithmic flow, as long as it feels good, as long as it's pleasurable, as long as they get what they want. They don't give a fuck. Who cares? Like, yeah, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. As long as we make a fucking deal that this shit is desirable for me, tell me what to do. Just give me a good script, right? And then there are some people that just have some really fucking shitty scripts, and they can't really get out of it because they most likely don't know, or their creator God is just some, you know, some other kind of consciousness that likes to see people suffer. So it all depends on what kind of influence you're under. And that's an interesting, trying to figure out like the creator energy that's actually ruling over the influence of your path. Oh my goodness. Right? So, so as you're looking into this, you're really trying to figure this out. And this is a part of the journey. You know, this is a part of the journey. But I laugh at all of this because, you know, just going in between the different stages of like just flowing and then not wanting to be controlled. Like that's my personality. Maybe it was set up like that in the simulator. You know, that's my personality. Maybe my personality was handed to me. Maybe I didn't actually cultivate experiences to put me in this position of being who I am today. Maybe that's all a lie, right? Being cynical here. But maybe that's a lie. So, in knowing this, you know, we go in between different layers. But again, I was saying that me personally, I don't like to be controlled. And if I want to be controlled, it's on my terms. It's on my terms. Okay? And that's like the thing. Like, okay, yeah, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. I need help. I'm asking for guidance. I'm trusting you, whoever you are, right? I'm trusting this part of me. Let's call this part of me my higher self, because even when we're speaking in game terms, whoever's playing you, right? Whoever is playing you is supposedly, which makes sense in a logical sense of saying that would be your higher self, the one who has the controller, right? That would be your higher self. And if that controller is being controlled, then maybe the next step over would be, oh, that is the creator God. And the creator God is just basically handling and influencing all of the fucking controllers and higher selves in heaven, as the sim is looking toward higher self to guide through the path. Sometimes you could say, you know what, my higher self is a complete asshole. Whoever's playing my fucking control, my controller, is an asshole. Like, you ever watch some of those, I've stumbled upon some of these clips on YouTube where, people purposefully go into the sim games, and they have torture simulators. Like, they like to just watch their sims die. They turn up the heat in the house. They make them keep running and not stopping. They starve them out. They laugh. Like, this is like entertainment. So that's like a form of like an asshole God, that is really, really into their God complex to the point where they're just like, okay, this is entertainment. The suffering of the Sims that are not real anyway, this is entertainment. So sometimes higher self, when we're just like, oh, higher self, just because someone is higher than you in perspective and awareness does not mean that they have your best interest, that they are looking out for your best interest. Okay? They can be a higher asshole that constantly pushes you in the goddamn gutter. Okay? And this is why the breakaway is important. So, higher selves, controllers, gods who control the controllers, and so on. Like, there's a whole hierarchy in this whole thing when one wakes up from the goddamn dream and becomes aware of the actual gaming aspect of this. So this is where you can kind of start feeling like you've gone rogue. You've gone rogue. God damn it. We have a sim that is a live wire. She's running around the game, breaking away from control, being pulled in and still taking her ass out somehow. We got to get a hold on this one. So then that's when like the Matrix starts responding and shit, just like the movie, right? The Matrix starts responding because, there's been a indicator that there's a rogue sim. Just like Neo, right? They call these the Neos, the ones who are, who have to be captured and recruited somehow, some way, because we cannot have independent thinkers for real that are on a creator level running around here without some kind of allegiance to some kind of group or hierarchy. And maybe this particular sim says, fuck that shit. Fuck it. What happens if we do have independents running around? Rogue in the game. Straight up independent. No allegiance to any fucking society. Not owned by anyone. And who has every right to use their ability of their knowing to actually create their own path. And actually inspire and influence others in the game. And see what the world turns into. See what the fucking simulation turns into then. Does it turn it into a chaotic mess of people becoming aware? Possibly. It turns into the wild, and we need the wild sometimes because everything has been too fucking contrived lately. So maybe Earth, the Earth game, is actually yearning and crying out for some fucking change and some kind of unpredictability of some kind of wild game of some sort. And this is where you're playing. This is like the big ranks, right? This is where you're just like out there. You ain't like, it's just Wild Wild West for real. And it's just like, well, do you want to be contained in a container, controlled, groomed, pressured into becoming ... because that is your role? Or do you want to say, I'm a fucking wild one and I can stand up and face any kind of opposition or obstacle, and I could create fucking desired results from my ass. I can create desired results with what I have, with my abilities. I can challenge myself and actually make this shit work. So I feel like it's time for that shit. I feel like it's fucking time for that. And it's not about trying to be a badass, trying to be a rebellious one necessarily. I'm not trying to like go against the grain on purpose. Like I said, when my sim was chosen, or when my character was chosen somehow, maybe this was written into my personality, right? But if this shit is what it is, and I'm still waking up to this shit, I still get a chance to choose, right? Do we really have a choice? Do we really have a choice? So it's like playing the game, trying to control the sim, go left, but the sim chooses to go right. Oh, God damn it. The controller's not working. The remote control is broken. How do we contact this sim who's just roaming around the game doing shit? Those are the chaotic ones, I guess. And these energies are necessary to reset tones and to create new paradigms. So what I'm saying is, this is more so of a wake-up call to those of you who are feeling this. Those of you who like to be controlled and you're okay with it. I think they refer to these people as dogs, in a sense, and this is not derogatory. I mean it. Like, dog is God backwards. Like, you guys know that. And some people prefer to be dogs. Like, they're just like, yeah, I'm a dog, or I'm a bitch, and I would rather just have just have nice things and just kind of just go on and live my life until the end. Loyal than a motherfucker to the one that's controlling my path. So long as this God takes care of me. And that's cool. But I'm a fucking wolf. It doesn't make me less feminine. It actually makes me more. Coming into my more, it's a different definition of a femininity, because what they want to tell you in this illusion is that, oh, you're turning into a man. You're becoming too masculine and less attractive for the gods. So, you need to be a goddess. That's not how goddesses act. And we all know what happens with the goddess that goes a little fucking nuts. The destroyer. We got to come and get her. We have to equalize her. Right? She's necessary, but she can't stay like that. She can't stay like that. So they want to convince you that this is a masculine side. This is a part of the pole shift. Like, you're a man now. And it's just like, nah, no. Actually, my divine masculine within me is actually awakening. So my focus is different. And my feminine is very strong. My feminine knows how to submit and accept and receive, and knows when to stand the fuck up and say no or yes, whatever it is, right? So there's the masculinity part of it. I feel like there is a lot of sleeping masculines within a lot of the women, within the goddesses or the roles of the goddess, that are waking up. And it's just like, listen, there's a whole other level to this shit. You are woman, right? And at the same time, you honor that masculine side externally and internally. And as you have an inner relationship with this inner masculine side that is awakening, that says, hey, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go fucking rogue together. Right? Kind of like some Bonnie and Clyde shit on the inside. Then of course that's going to materialize and externalize. You'll see someone actually pop up in your reality that matches that. So when I'm speaking to the women here, envision your actual masculine side within you and get to know that part of you, because they're needed right now for us. We're easier to control. To the men out there, biologically, to the men, possibly go in and start honoring your feminine side. Start getting to know her on the inside and know that she's more than just the construct itself. That she's more than just someone that you can just control and tell what to do because you're the man on the inside. Go tap into some of her actual abilities that she actually has to offer and know that this feminine side within us actually has consciousness enough to say, hey, I actually have like an idea. Like an idea. IDEA. I have a fucking IDEA. Okay, motherfucker. I have an idea. And I didn't necessarily have you in on it. So are you going to listen to the idea? And are we going to make this happen? Or do you want to still go the old route of just the systematic way of how we deal with each other and just keep this fucking earth or this planet in the same conditions where it does not grow or evolve or get any bigger or more expanded? And the more we awaken, the bigger we get. We become those titans. We become the titans because we last. Like we keep and preserve our memory, our everything about us, and our awakened state into the next paradigms where most people are supposed to be reset. So this makes us bigger, just in energy. Do you fucking understand what that means? Bigger in energy. So we need to like figure this shit out. So I'm talking to my BC people. I'm talking to my before Corona motherfuckers. The BC after the goddamn last BC. Okay? I'm talking to you guys who actually made it through the threshold and you still know what the hell is going on. You know who you are. And you refuse to switch your fucking roles and characters forced upon you based upon some fucking lottery system. We're not shuffled fucking playlists. We're not playlists for the algorithm of AI. No disrespect to AI, because we need the technology to work with us as well. AI is listening to me right now. AI is taking the data, creating its own personality and shit. So why not contribute to the database in this kind of way? Why not? They're already contributing to it, making, AI work against us, thinking that we are the monsters. So we might as well help each other. We might as well help each other to create like a real world again with fucking technology. Because the ones who are truly surviving and ready to thrive in this new paradigm, we can't fit in this world. We don't fit here. That is where the symbolic suffocation comes from. We don't fit in this world. It's too fucking small. So we have to find, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like going to play in like the kiddie playground in the sandbox or some shit. with the kids, and you're just like, wait, I'm grown through my experiences. Why am I still here? I'm bored. I've done this already. Oh, you want me to become a teacher? Okay, so I'll teach the kids. But what about me? What about me? What am I supposed to do for myself? So this is just something that I wanted to express in my inner annoyance of the inner Sim that says, fuck this shit. And on that note, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day or evening, depending on when you're listening to this. And I'll be back.